something to take notes with, because I think that this is going to help you exponentially in the path that you're on, so that we can finish 2024 strong. This past Sunday, I was out of pocket from New Birth. I went to undergird and support my pastors, Pastor Granger and Pastor Joanne Browning, the Ebenezer AME in Fort Washington, Maryland. Once a year, I leave my church and submit under my pastors so that they can take a break. You can't be an authority if you're not subject to authority. And so it is my privilege to be able to serve my leaders, and I'm grateful. But I am back home, and tonight it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be a doozy. You got to get to group therapy on tonight at 7:30. I've got a word that I've got to share with you that I need for you to have. This is our men's season. And so this coming Sunday, the emphasis will be on the brothers, on Black men. I want you to corral as many men, Brother Flame, as you possibly can, and push them towards New Birth, because something super fantastic is going to happen for our men in this season. Sunday night, I get back from the DMV, and was met by a call to get to Wolf Creek Amphitheater. Blown away. 5,000 people. 5,000 people were there on a Sunday night for Erykah Badu, and her team was gracious enough to give me 10 minutes to speak on democracy and voter education and voter registration. I've got clips of it on the previous post. Make sure you go back and watch it. So now we're in high-level negotiations. Y'all ain't gonna believe it. To go on tour with Erykah Badu to do voter registration across the country. I can't do all of them, but I can do 5. Project 555 is in effect. Prayerfully by tomorrow, I'll be able to release to you what are the tour dates. Erykah Badu, Jamal Bryant coming to a town near you to do voter registration. We bring in QR codes. We're doing voter registration buses, mobilizing. They have agreed that in some of those cities I can add a gospel artist or a gospel choir, just so the church folks won't kill me. I'm going to be bringing local churches to come and be a part of it as well, but I'm coming to 5 cities. Project 555 is coming. You need more information. You want tour dates. You want to know what we're doing, what it's about. Go to jamalbryant.org. Drop your information. I'm going to release to you the tour dates, how we're coming, what we're coming, and what this is all about. Until all know, I need people to know Jesus, and I need people to know justice. I want people to know Jesus, and I want people to know justice. So I'm coming. I know this is unconventional. I know a lot of you small-minded church folk can't see beyond stained glass windows, but our call is to go from stained glass windows to street corners. And I think something amazing and unprecedented is about to take place, and I'm glad to be a part of it. Project 555. It's crazy. The 5th of every month until the election, I'm doing something outlandish. September 5th, October 5th, November 5th is get out to vote. If you go to jamalbryant.org and get the information, drop the deets. I'll send them to you every Thursday. I've got to release an alert that is coming to you. I need you to arm yourself. My time is quickly dwindling, but I need for you to have it. I want to talk about getting to your tipping point, or tired of tipping, or tipping over. You pick your own thing that we're going to pray about. There's a phenomenon that happens only in America. where no matter what it is that you are doing, they're going to come to you, flip the thing over. Hey, Jackson, they're going to flip the thing over and make you fill out whether you're doing 5%, 10%, or 20% to tithe. A lot of you don't know the history of tithing. It's not what our prayer's about, but I always want to arm you with information. Tipping happened after the Civil War in the South when you had Black workers. Black workers were compensated less than Caucasian workers. And so to justify it or to even it out or to balance it, they then gave the option to white patrons to tip the Black workers if they did a good job. So the origins of tipping rest on the shoulders of Black people post-slavery, coming out of being sharecroppers, going into industry, and even then, corporate greed did not want to pay our ancestors a livable wage. And so what it is that you are seeing now is the last vestiges of what has happened to the imbalance of pay scale in America and how it is that it impacts America's life. I don't want to talk about today how everybody now asking you to tip. You can buy a snowball and they asking you how much do you want to tip. One of my favorite books that I wanted to charge you to read, and somebody write this in the thread for me, is a book that was published the same year that I started Empowerment Temple in Baltimore. It is called The Tipping Point, and the author is Malcolm Gladwell. The Tipping Point, the author's name is Malcolm Gladwell. And in The Tipping Point, Malcolm Gladwell talks about how little things make a difference and how ideas take place almost like a virus. It's one idea in the right context, in the right arena, in the right timing will absolutely blow up. In it, Gladwell talks about hush puppies in the 1980s, how it began to be a snowball effect and everybody started wearing them. Everybody started copying them and everybody started emulating them because of time and place. And the real basis around the tipping point, I want you to write this down, is the principle that he had called the law of the few. The law of the few. In it, he posits, he suggests that 80% of the work is only done by 20% of the people. 80% of the work is only done by 20% of the people. That's on the job that you're on your way to. That's in the church that you are a member of. It's a part of the civic organization that you are connected. 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people. And the 20% of the people falls under three different categories. I know I'm going fast, but you're gonna have to watch this again. I'm trying to give you a crash course. Those 20% of the people fall in three different categories. Number one, they are connectors. They are people who are socially graced to connect other people. Those people have an orbit or a sphere of influence of 100 people. They'll meet somebody in the field and say, hey, you got to meet my friend. They are connectors, or in hood vernacular, they are the plug. Then after the connectors are mavens. Mavens, M-A-V-E-N-S. Mavens are people who have a little bit of information about a whole bunch of different things. And so you're trying to figure out where is the best deal for you to stay for your family reunion. Mavens will know, hey, if you have your family reunion Tuesday to Thursday, then the price is a whole lot cheaper than you do it Friday to Sunday. And you got to use Hilton Rewards or use Sheraton Plus. Mavens have that level of information. Hey, if you'll drive 15 minutes further, then your gas will be 15% cheaper because of that zip code. Those mavens have data, they have information, they have awareness, they have understanding that is not in the general populace. And so you have connectors that connect you to people, you have mavens that connect you to information. The third is salesmen. Salesmen. Of that 20%, falls in one of three categories, is connectors, mavens, and salesmen. Those of you who are just coming in, I am extracting this from Malcolm Gladwell's Tipping Point book, published in the year of 2000. It says, salesmen will talk you into something. Hey, this is why you got to buy these shoes. This is why it is that while it is not the most famous, not the most sexy, but if you are a new mom, you should be in a Volvo because it is the safest car. It has the strongest doors. It has the best crash resistance. It has the most sensitive airbags. And so they're selling you into something. They'll tell you, hey, because your arches are low, because your feet are weak, then you don't necessarily need Crocs, but you need Birkenstocks, because Birkenstocks have a stronger input for your structure, because of your skeletal structure, because of your ankles, because you got low arches. Those are salesmen. They are selling you into information. The third one is what I've been driving to get you to for the last 7 minutes, is the stickiness factor. Your idea has to have the stickiness factor. And they did the stickiness factor by studying how children respond to Blue's Clues and to Sesame Street. So they did an in-depth study. They said that children, when they understand what is taking place, they watch the screen. When they do not understand, they look away. The stickiness factor of your idea is how long will people stay in tune and how quick do they look away. The stickiness factor is people will understand, people will relate, people will connect, and as a consequence, they stay tuned in and they do not look away. I'm praying for you today because I believe your idea, your concept, your principle has reached the tipping point. It's about to take off. September, October, November, December, your idea is going to go into pandemic proportions because God is getting ready to whisper your idea to people who are connectors, who know exactly which bank you need to go to, who will finance it. God is going to put your idea into reach of somebody who is a maven, who can give you real critical information to help you to sharpen your gift, to help pushing you in the right direction. See where the flaw of it is, where you need to tighten up, and how it is that you need to go. God is going to put your dream, your idea, your passion, your assignment into the hands of a salesman, somebody who can sell it for you. You got the ideas, but you don't like talking to strangers. You don't like going to networking events. You don't like putting yourself in a position of vulnerability. God is going to find a salesperson for you who will talk it on your behalf. When the Lord called Moses, he said to him, listen, I know you don't like to talk. I know you're not a good speaker. Watch this, but I'm sending two people with you. I'm sending somebody who's going to be a salesman. Let my people go. Somebody who's a maven to know when is the best time to talk to the Pharaoh based off of his mood possibilities. You are getting ready to experience the stickiness factor. Everything that God has put on you, folk will not be able to look away because it is going to be irresistible to your life. I hope you don't mind. I want to pray for you because it's time for you to get this ball started. It's time for you to get to the next level. It's time for you to understand how God is strategically choreographing the next move of your life. I hope you'll let me pray for you, with you, and about you. Let's talk to the Father. Good and gracious God, I am praying for my partner who's on the other side of this screen, that what they have been working on, what they've been praying about, what it is that they have pushed to the back of their mind, what they have been carrying for years has now reached their tipping point. I pray, dear Lord, that their idea will get the stickiness factor, that who it is that they tell about it won't be able to forget it, won't be able to walk away from it, that they'll be connected to it. I pray, dear Lord, that in the month of August, 3 distinctive people will come into their life. 3 distinctive people will walk into their path. I pray, dear Lord, that you'll send them a connector, somebody who will get them in front of the right people, somebody who will whisper their name to influential people. I pray, dear Lord, that you will have them to come across a maven, somebody who has information, who has insight, who has understanding, who has expertise in the area that they are trying to get into. God, I pray that the third person you send into their life will be a salesperson, somebody who will talk that talk for them, who will put their names in places that their feet have never stepped in. I pray, dear Lord, that something supernatural will happen on what it is that they are endeavoring to do for their family, for their children, for their business, for their ministry, for their assignment, and even for their passion. God, I pray that you'll do it. They are at their tipping point. They don't want to fall over, but they want to mount up on wings as eagles. They want to run and not get weary. They want to walk and not faint. God, I pray you'll do it for them, just as I believe you're going to do it for me. In Jesus' name, amen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited about your future. I want you to meet me on tonight, and I want you to exercise your faith. I want you to model it. I want you to demonstrate it. 3 people are coming into your life: a connector, a maven, and a salesman. Somebody who's going to connect you to the right people, somebody who's got information about what you're endeavoring to do, and somebody who can talk about it for you. I want you to sow a seed of $30 into New Birth as just as an acknowledgement. I believe that this is going to happen for me, and so much so that I'm standing on it. Go to newbirth.org, sow a seed of faith, saying that I believe it. Those of you, your closest conduit is through Cash App, $ Crown Prince 07, $ Crown Prince 07. I'm challenging every person to sow a seed of $30 or as close to it as you possibly can. I don't want anybody left behind. All you got is 3. All you got is 13. Do that. But I want you to go to newbirth.org. I want you to sow that seed of 30, saying, Pastor, I have reached my tipping point. I want you to put it in the memo as well. God bless you. I want you to meet me tonight at New Birth. I've got a word that is going to illuminate your consciousness. It is $ Crown Prince 07 if you're on Cash App, but go directly to newbirth.org is my preference. God bless you. Have an incredible day. I'll see you tonight at 7:30.